Yeah, let's do it. I just want to point out first that it's funny how it used to be a lot of like tech companies were being pitched, and now we've got like three, let's say, kind of boring companies, defensive type of plays. Um, and I'm gonna be pitching. I told Nathan before it's kind of like a half-baked pitch. It's a short, and it's also for another boring company called Iron Mountain that you might have heard. It's one of these uh, very old companies that they're in the records management business. And so what they would, their core business, basically, enterprises would hire them, they go pick up, they would pick up actual documents, they store it in a facility, and whenever they need it back, they retrieve it. So it's one of these shorts where it's basically, one of the pillars, there are a few pillars here. The main one is in a secular declining industry. As you can imagine, not that many industries are now storing actual paper and documents in a place, right? It's just going to the cloud. So it's one of those industries where it's natural, it's going to be declining over the next few years. And their main strategy comes from basically jacking up the prices of their current clients. And then the third pillar of like so why is that part of the short thesis? Because it's basically unsustainable. How much can you jack up the price in an industry that is in decline and people are like storing less and less files from it? And then the third one is that they've been pitching how they have like this new data center, kind of like, I think they call it like Iron Mountain Cloud. And they've been putting hundreds of millions of dollars of capex into developing this business, and it's like a super low margin business. Uh, their revenue growth is tiny because who's gonna sign up for Iron Mountain Cloud when they can go into AWS or Azure? And so the main misconception here for the short side is that this is an unsustainable strategy. And so the main bull thesis here is that they're able to jack up the prices, they're acquiring companies, and they're buying up competition. And so they're able to, by integrating some of those clients, they jack up the prices, and that's how they're gonna make money, make revenue. But I just don't think that's gonna happen. And then there's other, just like something quickly, just to finish up. The other main concern, if you just don't focus on revenue, is also on profitability, where they have the main metric is EBITDA, that they ignore a ton of expenses, key to the business, no one cares about. There's a shift in the costs around segments, just kind of like looking at the segment presentation, and they have a few like unsustainable costs that they're just like ignoring. So the way they present their numbers are actually not representative of what the actual business is doing. They have a ton of debt. So going back to the acquisitions point, they're just not going to be able to sustain that model, because at some point there's a ceiling that they cannot borrow so more. Anyway, that's it.
Good stuff. Thanks, Akiba. So